Cruise news. The U.S. has updated and reissued a travel advisory stating that you should reconsider travel to a popular Caribbean destination. We're going to get you the information on that. Additionally, a cruise passenger has been fined, a crew member has been arrested, and we have the latest cruise industry news from the major cruise lines. Loads of information. We're going to get it all to you fast coming up. Welcome to the Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Let's roll right into this with number one. A cruise passenger from the Carnival Sunshine cruise ship has been arrested for sexual assault. The 20-year-old individual pictured here was arrested for physically and sexually assaulting a female passenger on board the Carnival Sunshine. The FBI is investigating. The victim was found to have physical trauma to their face and body consistent with their claims. Agents also searched the cruise cabin and found bloodstained sheets, linens, and towels. The accused man is currently being held without bond. Number two, Princess Cruises has announced the name for their second Sphere-class ship. This ship will be the sister ship of the Sun Princess, and Princess has announced that the name of this new ship will be the Star Princess. This will be the third ship in Princess Cruises history to have that name, which I guess means they are very favorable to that name. The Star Princess is scheduled to debut in August of 2025. Now, many of us, we fly to our cruise port, so in travel-related news, that brings us to number three, and that is that information has been released on the three worst U.S. airports for delays and cancellations. One is the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Earlier this spring, 28.5% of flights were reported to have been significantly delayed or canceled. Another is the JFK International Airport in New York. The FAA has warned travelers to expect a 45% increase in cancellations this summer. This is primarily due to staffing shortages. And the third is the San Francisco International Airport. Nearly 1/4 of flights are experiencing significant delays. One contributing factor in San Francisco is that they are doing runway repairs. All of this is something to plan for if you have flights involving one of these airports. Then, number four, Nassau has announced the opening date for their revitalized cruise port. The $300 million phase one of the project will open to the public on May 26th. The port will go from being able to welcome 20,000 cruise passengers a day to over 30,000 per day. This will be exciting to see, and there will be a lot of new features and experiences in the terminal area. Next, number five, U.S. News and World Report has released their research regarding the best places in the Caribbean to visit for 2023 and 2024. Topping the list was Turks and Caicos, St. Lucia, and the Virgin Islands. In terms of cruise ports, the two most visited that would be encompassed with this list would be Grand Turk and St. Thomas. Now, we have several cruise news pieces remaining, including the top headlines of the day. But quick question, chime in below, which of those two destinations would you rather visit? Would it be A, Grand Turk, B, St. Thomas, or C, either is fine with you? Chime in below, but now on with the cruise news. Number six, this past week, the Coast Guard conducted a medical evacuation from the Norwegian Sun cruise ship. This is the actual footage of the evacuation. The medevac was conducted with the Coast Guard's MH-65 Dolphin helicopter. The ship was off the coast of Northern California at the time. Thankfully, the evacuated cruise passenger is said to be in a stable condition at this time. Then, number seven, research indicates that for solo travel, most people would prefer going on a cruise. A UK company surveyed 800 people and 70% of them said if they were traveling solo, they would opt for a cruise. This was mostly UK respondents, so 50% of them said they would choose a European itinerary and 32% said they would take a Caribbean cruise. Next, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol has arrested a crew member. The 32-year-old Nepalese crew member disembarked the Viking Atlantic cruise ship at the beginning of May, but never returned to the ship. Customs and Border Patrol issued this be on the lookout notification, and the crew member was later apprehended. Number nine, Margaritaville at Sea has announced some upgrades to their Paradise cruise ship. The ship will undergo renovations from May 21st until June 2nd. They will be adding a new cheeseburger bar that will be no additional cost. All staterooms will be updated, multiple menus will be expanded, a new piano bar will be added, and they will also be adding 2 new theater shows. They've got several other upgrades going on as well. It will be interesting to see what it's like after they're done. Number 10, a cruise passenger has been fined $2,500 for importing cocaine. The 62-year-old woman was a Pennsylvania native. She was cruising on the Norwegian Prima cruise ship at the time. The ship arrived in Bermuda this past week, and security officers searched her bag and then her cabin when she disembarked. They found 2.6 grams of cocaine. The woman pled guilty in court and was issued the $2,500 fine. And then number 11, the U.S. State Department has reissued their Jamaica travel advisory. The advisory was reissued due to updates to the crime information. The information given regarding crime in Jamaica is something to be aware of. I will paste a 3-paragraph summary down in the video description. Of note outside of the summary is that U.S. government personnel are not even permitted to travel to Montego Bay, Jamaica on the inland side of the A1 highway. Now, there are rough places in every country to include in the United States, but the key thing is to, 1, be aware, and the second thing is to plan wisely, and that's what we seek to aid you with here on this channel. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video will be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising, and we'll catch you in the next video.